Today we're going to learn more about the paragraph group and the paragraph dialog box in Microsoft Word 2010. So this is the Home tab that we're on, and here is the paragraph group. There's a lot of icons in it. The first thing I'm going to have you learn is paragraph spacing. As you can see, this almost looks like it's double spaced. Microsoft 2010 has put in the spacing. It's a multiple spacing at 1.5 times or 1 point, I don't know, something, but it's not single spacing like it used to be. So what we're going to start with is we're going to highlight or select all of our text, and then we're going to open up our paragraph dialog box. There are a few sections in this dialog box that I want to go over. There's a general, which we're not going to talk about in this class. There are indentations section or group, and then there's the spacing section. For this lesson, we're going to focus mainly on the spacing section. This is also where we will get into doing tabs at in a later video. But for now, we're going to concentrate right here on this spacing. So as you can see, the after spacing is 10 points after. We're just going to hit this down arrow to take it back to 0. And then we're going to take our line spacing. It's currently at multiple at 1.15. We're going to take it to single. And then when we hit OK, everything gets brought up to a single spacing. Okay, and that looks better. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to copy this list a couple times just so you can see, first of all, how I can drag and drop to copy. Most of you know if you right-click copy, right-click paste, or go up here in the clipboard, you can copy and paste. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm holding down the control key and I'm clicking and I'm just going to drag. Whoops, I'm sorry, I let go too soon. And drag that down. You know what? I'm not used to doing it on this laptop. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. And now that it's on the clipboard, I can just paste it again. All right, so now I have 3 lists of names, which isn't very interesting, but it'll work. Okay. The first list, we are going to work with some bullets. Now, a bullet in web page design and different things is called an unordered list. You use bullets when you really don't care the order in which the list goes. So like making a pizza, it's very important that you put the sauce on the dough before you cook it, right? So, but for this is an unordered list because we really don't care. It's just a list of names, okay? These are some bullet libraries, some most recently used ones. Then you can also go to define new bullet, and you'll be doing some of this. So you can use a symbol as a bullet, a picture as a bullet, anything you want to do. So we're going to do a symbol. And symbol has not just symbol, but it's got all these options, okay? And let's go to wingdings because we're going to use wingdings a lot in this class. One of the wingdings you will be using in this class very shortly is this star, which is character code 182, okay? Now, if you just hit OK, it's going to give you a preview of what that's going to look like. And for now, we're going to hit OK. Okay, so now our bullets aren't that boring, just that default bullet. They're stars because these guys are stars. All right, our second list here. The next option is a numbered list. And we hit the down arrow. If you want just a basic numbered list, you can just click on the numbers. If you want to see other options, you click on this. So you could do 1, 2, 3 with the periods, 1, 2, 3 with the parentheses, Roman numerals, ABC list, ABC with the parentheses, ABC, and then the lowercase Roman numerals. All right, let's just keep it basic, and we're going to do that. Now you say, you know what, it would be really helpful for me if I had all of these people in alphabetical order. We're going to skip these two here, and we're going to go over to this A to Z, the sort command. All right, so we're going to just open this up. We've got some text highlighted, so it assumes, oh, you're highlighting paragraphs, and it's text. Yes, it is. You have two options. You can do descending, which is Z to A, or ascending, which is in alphabetical order A to Z. We're going to leave it at ascending, and then we just hit OK. Now you can see that Chandler is number 1, CFLM, and then Mary is the last one. Okay? So that takes care of, this is just another type of list that you can do. We're not going to get into that one for this class. So let's do indent now. I'm going to just indent, say Lucy, and if you hold down the control key, you can select non-adjacent. So they're not next to each other, but we can select those. I'm just going to use this increase indent, and watch what happens when I click on that. It just moves Lucy over and Marty over. It's actually moving them over by a ½ inch, which is quite a bit. And then the decrease indent takes them back. Okay, and you can change up these indents where you want these indents to be. It doesn't have to be 0.5, but we're not going to get into that in this video. Okay, so so here we are again. I'm going to just highlight this list so it's highlighted. Here again is our show hide command, which shows us all our non-printing characters. Okay. Again, in the previous video, I went through all of our alignments. It is by default left align. You can center align, right align, or justify align, which with a list like this, it doesn't really show what that does. And then there is the shading, which just lightly shades that whole entire group of text. So all of it, including the spaces on the lines that are not colored. And then there is the borders. So let's go back to this text again and play around with the borders a little bit. So there is all these different default borders. Okay, so you could do just the bottom. You could do a right, and you could do them one by one like that, or you could just do outside borders, or you could go down to the borders and shading custom borders. What I like about the custom borders is you can get really fancy with the style of border you choose. Okay, you can choose a color for your border. You can choose a width, so you can make your borders nice and thick. Okay, you can add a shadow to the border. You can add a 3D effect to the border. Okay, and then you can also, let's see here, let's make this a little bit fancier than it is. So we'll make this color, I used gray, so let's make a real dark gray here. And I'm just going to hit OK. And now we have a nice bordered box. Okay, so that's a little bit about borders. All right, the paragraph dialog box, I think we went through that. Oh, one of the indenting that you can use, the indentations, is when you're typing a paragraph. I'm going to cancel for a minute. I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to do some goggly goop. I call this goggly goop. It's just randomly goggly gooping around here. I'm going to wait till it goes a little bit more, and here we go. Okay, so now we're going to go through some of the indentations. Okay, paragraph dialog box. If we want to do a first line indent, we go to special. And oftentimes when you're doing a report, you might need to indent the first line. This way, it will automatically indent that first line of each paragraph. Every time you hit enter, it's going to notice it went back for the second line. Okay, so that is a first line indent. To take that off, you just come back here and you change it to none. Okay. Another indent that there is, see that's back. Another indent that there is that we use in bibliographies oftentimes is the hanging indent. That one will leave the first line at the left margin and then indent everything else besides that. Now, how does it know that this is here? If you take a look at your show hide, you've got this paragraph marker. So it's assuming this is a new paragraph. That's why it's starting another hanging indent. Okay, I'm just going to go back and undo that for now. All right, now we're going to go to left and right indents. So you can I'm going to do a left indent by a 1/2 inch and a right indent by a 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to hit OK. And sometimes in reports, when you do a longer quote, you want to do the left and the right indent just to highlight that text. Okay. And when I say highlight, I mean to have it stand out. Okay, this text is single spaced. Say you want to change that to maybe, let's take it to double space. You just come down here to line spacing and you can just do double and hit OK. And there you go. We're going to add a first line indent and you've got your text ready for input. Okay. That is the paragraph group. These icons here, this is again the line spacing, add space before and after a paragraph, and that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video.